A sign in a restaurant window reads, "If you order it and we don't have it, you instantly win $1 million." A man walking by notices the sign and walks into the restaurant, sitting down with a smirk. The waiter asks for his order, and the man requests white rhinoceros stew. Surprisingly, the waiter returns with a steaming bowl of exactly that. The man, taken aback, eats the expensive meal and leaves angrily after paying. The next day, he returns with the same smirk and orders bullet ants stuffed with dolphin meat. The waiter promptly brings him his requested dish. Once again, the man, surprised, eats his meal, pays, and leaves in frustration. On the third day, the guy returned to the restaurant and said, "I'll have an elephant ear sandwich." The waiter returns with a giant bag with $1 million. The guy says, "Ha, no elephant ears, right?" The waiter replies, "Nah, we're out of those giant buns." A man goes to the doctors complaining of migraines and headaches. After giving the man a regular checkup and running some tests, the doctor eventually returned with 3 bottles. One with blue pills, one with green pills, and one with red pills. "This is a month's supply of pills," the doctor explains. "Every morning, take one of the blue pills with a large glass of water. Every lunchtime, take one of the green pills with another large glass of water. And at bedtime, take one of the red pills with another large glass of water." Concerned with the number of pills he's going to be taking, the man asks, "What's wrong with me, doctor?" "You're too dehydrated." Guy sitting on the couch. From the kitchen, he hears, "Babe, can you help me?" He goes to the kitchen. "What are you doing?" She says, "I'm trying to do this jigsaw puzzle. What's it supposed to be?" He asks. She picks up the box. "A rooster." "Honey," he says, "let's put the cornflakes back in the box." A lawyer married a woman who had previously divorced 10 husbands. On their wedding night, she told her new husband, "Please be gentle. I'm still a virgin." "What?" said the puzzled groom. "How can that be if you've been married 10 times? "Well, husband number 1 was a sales representative. He kept telling me how great it was going to be. Husband number 2 was in software services. He was never really sure how it was supposed to function, but he said he'd look into it and get back to me. Husband number 3 was from field services. He said everything checked out diagnostically, but he just couldn't get the system up. Husband number 4 was in telemarketing. Even though he knew he had the order, he didn't know when he would be able to deliver. Husband number 5 was an engineer. He understood the basic process, but wanted 3 years to research, implement, and design a new state-of-the-art method. Husband number 6 was from finance and administration. He thought he knew how, but he wasn't sure whether it was his job or not. Husband number 7 was in marketing. Although he had a nice product, he was never sure how to position it. Husband number 8 was a psychologist. All he ever did was talk about it. Husband number 9 was a gynecologist. All he did was look at it. Husband number 10 was a stamp collector. All he ever did was, God, I miss him. But now that I've married you, I'm really excited. Good, said the new husband. But why? You're a lawyer. This time I know I'm gonna get screwed. 911, what is your emergency? Help! I was hunting in the woods with my friend, and he suddenly dropped dead for no reason. Oh my goodness, I'm freaking out. Calm down, sir. We'll get you through this. The first thing we need to do is make sure that your friend really is dead. All right, hold on a second. Okay, now what? Medvedev calls Putin, nervously telling him that it would be a good idea to get rid of time zones altogether. Why? Putin asks, "I fly to another city, call home, and everyone is asleep. I woke you up at 4 a.m., but I thought it was only evening." I call Angela Merkel to congratulate her on her birthday, and she tells me she had it yesterday. I wish the Chinese president a happy new year, and he says it will be tomorrow. Indeed, Putin replies, but that's only minor stuff. Remember when that Polish plane crashed with the president? I called them to express my condolences, but the plane hadn't taken off yet. A prince was put under a spell so that he could speak only 1 word each year. If he didn't speak for 2 years, the following year he could speak 2 words, and so on. One day, he fell in love with a beautiful lady. He refrained from speaking for 2 whole years so he could call her my darling. Then he wanted to tell her he loved her, so he waited 3 more years. At the end of these 5 years, he wanted to ask her to marry him, so he waited another 4 years. Finally, as the 9th year of silence ended, he led the lady to the most romantic place in the kingdom and said, "My darling, I love you. Will you marry me?" And the lady said, "Pardon?"